Today is the final day of the Tupper Lake Triade for me and Jax. We are heading up Goodman Mountain. Goodman Mountain has a fantastic story on how it's got its name. It's a tragic story also. I waited to have this one for last because from what I read, the first mile on this trail is an old paved road. So it looks like it will be pretty easy for the first mile anyways. We'll see. Follow along. Yes, this mountain used to be called Litchfield Mountain, and in 2002 the mayor of Tupper Lake, Bill, his last name just escaped me, he lobbied the Geographical Institute for Names, I guess, naming, to have the name changed to Goodman Mountain. Now, a lot of my videos I have put out before, I talked about back in the early 1900s, late 1800s, how the Adirondacks were the socialites' playground. A lot of them had second homes up here. They had summer homes up here. You know, up in the St. Regis area was very popular, and Tupper Lake was just as popular. The Goodman family had a summer cottage here in Tupper Lake, and the Goodman family, there was 3 kids. I think it was the oldest one was Andrew, and Andrew from a very young age was always concerned about human rights, and he would do sit-ins down in New York City to end segregation, and in the 50s and early 60s. And he also went down, I think when he was like 15, went to West Virginia to the coal mine because of the working conditions that they were in and the poverty that they were in down there, and helped lobby for them for better conditions. But anyways, Andrew and a group of people went down to Mississippi, and I want to say it was Philadelphia, Mississippi, and they were going down there to black people were restricted on voting down there in the early 60s, and he went down there with a group of people that they were going to register these black people to vote, and he was all for human rights and the injustices of the South going on at the time. It was this, the civil rights period, the 1960s. Well, anyways, him and 2 other guys went down to Philadelphia, outside of Philadelphia, Mississippi, and they were, their burnt out car was found in a swamp, and I think about a week later their bodies were found buried by a dam southwest of Philadelphia, Mississippi. The FBI investigated it, and they did charge, I think, 21 people in it, but only 6 were convicted. So they didn't serve much time either on it. So the mayor of Tupper Lake, God, I can't think of his name anyways, Bill somebody, God, his name escapes me. But anyways, he petitioned to have this mountain's name changed from Litchfield to Goodman Mountain, and it was all approved in 2002, and the name is to honor Andrew, and the Goodman family was well known in Tupper Lake. I mean, when the word of his murder happened, not only were they shocked in his home area of New York City, but they were shocked up here as well, because the Goodman family was well known up here. So we are going to, Jax and I are going to continue in, and I can hear turkeys off in the distance. That's a good thing, I guess. But hopefully we'll get to the summit here in a few minutes and get some views. Hi folks, alright, we made it to the top of Goodman Mountain and it's a clear day. You can see quite a ways. I do believe that mountain right over there is Coney, and then somewhere over that way would be Mount Arab. A little less than 24 hours ago we're on Arab and it was snowing, and today it is, God, it's got to be 50 degrees up here anyways. Nice cool breeze, and I do believe, I am thoroughly convinced that that lake right over there is Horseshoe. That's where the camper is. But yeah, it's pretty good up here. Pretty good. So Jax and I are going to get some water here and get ready for our trek back down. But this is the last mountain for the Tupper Lake Triade. We've done Coney, we've done Arab, and Goodman. Knocked them out. That's awesome. It's awesome. The trail up is in good condition. Gets a little bit muddy towards the top, but that's to be expected here in April. But if you're going to come, Goodman Mountain is off of Route 30. It is closer to Tupper Lake than Long Lake, but it's in between. It's actually not far from the turnoff to go to Horseshoe Lake. And there's a good sized parking area and a sign-in kiosk for when you do come. Make sure you sign in. The trail in the first mile, like I said earlier, is a old paved road. It's one of those rare trails that is old paved. But then the remaining trail up kind of comes from over this side and comes around and then comes up the back side here. Total length is over 3 miles. I think it's about 3.5 miles. But we are just going to soak this in for a little bit. It's getting warm enough where I just may take my sweatshirt off for the trek down. So nice. So if you are a hiker and you're looking for moderate trails, I think that's what these trails are listed as, is moderate trails. The Tupper Lake Triade is something to do. A lot of people have done it, and now Jax and I can add our names to the list. Awesome. So, Goodman Mountain, named after Andrew Goodman, who spent a lot of time in Tupper Lake, human rights advocate, and murdered in Philadelphia, Mississippi during the civil rights period in 1960. Mayor of, I still can't remember his last name. Boy, it escapes me. Bill. His first name was Bill. But Yeah, it was a good idea, Bill, to name this mountain. I think he's dead now. I think he died around 2007 or 8, somewhere in there. My cell phone has a signal up here. That's awesome, because we didn't have a signal all the way up here. But anyways, Jax and I, Jax is ready to start the descent, and the Tupper Lake Triade for us is almost completed. We'll be back to the truck in probably, I don't know, half hour. The trail's not that bad, so we should be able to move right along. Remember when I put out that video of Leave No Trace? And in that video I touched on finding underwear during my adventures. Well, this is my third one out this year, my third venture out, and there is my first pair of underwear. I don't get it. I really don't. Somebody's going to have to give me an answer of why I keep finding underwear. But anyways, I'm glad I got trash bags and gloves on my truck. Alright folks, you watched all the way through. Thanks for that. If you liked the video, make sure to give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, click the subscribe button down below. Continue to follow the adventure. And remember, folks, tomorrow is no guarantee for any one of us. So disconnect from that Wi-Fi, connect to this out here.